Welcome to A to Z Tales. Time runs out fast. People change even faster. And today's story will show you the painful truth. Sometimes the person you love the most becomes the person who hurts you the deepest. Tina Louise gave everything to raise her daughter alone. She worked, she suffered, she hoped. But when her daughter reached the top, she erased her mother from her life. What happens next will shock you. If you want stories that open your eyes and sharpen your English, hit subscribe now. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Woman Who Carried the World. Tina Louise woke up every morning at 4:30 a.m., not because she liked waking up early, but because life gave her no other choice. She was a widow. Her husband, David Louise, died many years ago. He died while saving a stranger during a storm. It was heroic. It was noble. But it left Tina alone with a 5-year-old daughter, Nancy. Tina made a promise that day. A strong promise. A painful promise. I will give Nancy the best life I can, even if it breaks me. And she kept that promise with her whole heart. She worked in a local bakery in the early morning. She cleaned houses in the afternoon. She worked in a small restaurant at night. 3 jobs, 1 goal: her daughter. But Tina never complained. She smiled. She encouraged Nancy. She sat with her while Nancy did homework at night. She cooked simple meals with love. She saved every coin she could. Nancy grew up thinking her mother was the strongest woman alive, and she was right. Chapter 2. The Daughter Who Wanted More. Nancy was smart. She was bright. She studied hard because she knew how much her mother sacrificed. Eventually, Nancy entered a top university in the city. Tina cried the whole night when she got the acceptance letter. Happy tears, proud tears, painful tears. When Nancy left for the city, Tina held her tightly. "Remember who you are," Tina whispered. "I know, Mama," said Nancy. "And don't forget me." How could I? But the city changes people. Nancy saw things she never saw before. Tall buildings, fancy cars, expensive food, pretty clothes, fast lives. She felt small at first, but then she met Stephen Hale. Chapter 3. The Wealthy Boyfriend. Stephen Hale was rich. Rich in a way Nancy had never seen. His family owned hotels, cars, companies. Everything looked perfect. Stephen liked Nancy. Nancy liked him too. They looked good together. But Stephen had one problem. He cared too much about image. He cared too much about class. He cared too much about what other wealthy people thought. And when he discovered Nancy's background, he raised an eyebrow. "Your mother, does she still work those jobs?" Nancy felt something new, something sharp, something dark. Shame. At first, she defended her mother. "She worked hard for me. She is a good woman." Nancy nodded but was not impressed. Soon, Nancy began hiding the truth. "No, my mother is not visiting soon. No, my mother is too busy. No, I don't want to talk about her job." The more she dated Stephen, the more she erased Tina from her life. Chapter 4. The Visit That Broke a Heart. One morning, Tina saved enough money for a bus ticket. Just one ticket. One trip to see her daughter. She wore her cleanest dress. She packed simple food for Nancy. She tied her hair neatly. "I want to see my girl," she whispered. When she reached Nancy's apartment, she saw fancy cars and people wearing expensive clothes. She felt small, but she smiled anyway. She knocked on the door. Nancy opened it. Her face froze. "Mama? Why did you come without calling?" Tina smiled softly. "I wanted to see you, sweetheart." Before Nancy could answer, Stephen appeared behind her. "Who is this woman?" Stephen asked. "My mother," Nancy whispered, almost inaudibly. Stephen looked at Tina's old dress, her tired shoes, her worn hands. He gave a small, cold laugh. "I see." Tina felt the coldness. She felt Nancy's embarrassment. She stood quietly. Nancy forced a smile. "Mom, I'm busy today. You should go home." Tina nodded. She tried not to shake. She tried not to cry. "I understand, dear." She placed a food container in Nancy's hand. "You might get hungry later." Nancy did not take it. She just looked away. Tina slowly lowered her hand. She turned. She walked away. She walked slowly down the stairs. One step, then another. Each step heavier than the last. Outside, she sat on a bench and cried silently. No sound, just tears. She took the long bus home with an empty heart. Chapter 5. The Unexpected Stranger. On the way back, Tina sat beside a young woman. The girl wore simple, old clothes. Her hair was tied messily, but her eyes were bright, warm, alive. "Hi, I'm Jinsey," the girl said cheerfully. Tina forced a small smile. "Hello, I'm Tina." "You look sad," Jinsey said. Her voice was kind, not nosy. Tina didn't usually talk to strangers, but something about Jinsey felt safe. So she told the truth. Not the whole truth, but enough. "My daughter is in the city, but maybe she doesn't need me anymore." Jinsey listened carefully. She nodded slowly. She didn't judge. She didn't interrupt. When Tina finished speaking, Jinsey said gently, "You are a good mother. Anyone can see it. And good mothers are never forgotten. Never." Tina's eyes warmed. No one had said something kind to her in a long time. The bus reached Tina's town. Jinsey got off with her. "Why are you coming here?" Tina asked. Jinsey shrugged. "I like quiet towns and I like meeting good people." Chapter 6. The Girl with a Secret. Over the next days, Jinsey followed Tina around. Not in an annoying way, in a helpful way. She helped carry groceries. She helped clean. She helped cook. And she talked. Talked about life, hopes, dreams. Jinsey felt like a bright lamp in Tina's dark world. One evening, Jinsey came to Tina's small house. She looked excited. "Tina," she said, "I need to tell you something, a big something." Tina looked confused. "What is it?" Jinsey took a deep breath. "I'm not poor." Tina blinked. "My father is Albert Kingsley, the billionaire, the one who owns half the city." Tina stared in shock. "I disguised myself as poor because people always lie to me. They want money, they want gifts, they want power, but they don't want me." Her voice trembled. "I'm tired of fake people. I'm tired of being used. I wanted to meet someone real, someone kind, someone honest. Tina stepped back confused. And I found you, Jinsey said softly. Tina shook her head. But I am just a simple woman. That's why. That's exactly why. Then Jinsey held Tina's hand. I want you to be my godmother. Chapter 7. A New Life Begins. The next day, a sleek black car arrived in Tina's small street. Drivers stepped out, assistants bowed. Tina almost fainted. We are here to take Miss Jinsey and Miss Tina, the assistant said. Jinsey giggled. Don't look so scared, Tina. It's just a car. Tina entered the car nervously. They arrived at a giant mansion, bigger than anything Tina had seen. Gold lights, marble floors, huge gardens. Jinsey's father, Albert Kingsley, came out. He looked powerful but warm. So, this is the woman my daughter talked about every day, he said. Tina bowed quickly. I am nobody important, sir. Albert shook his head. My daughter says you are the most genuine person she has ever met. That is important. Tina was invited to live in the mansion. Jinsey bought her new clothes, a new phone, a comfortable room. But Tina stayed humble. She cooked. She cleaned a little. She smiled often. For the first time in many years, Tina felt safe. She felt respected. She felt loved. Chapter 8. Nancy learns the truth. The news spread quickly. The billionaire Albert Kingsley had adopted a godmother, a simple woman, a widow, a woman named Tina Louise. Nancy saw the news online. She froze. She read the headline again and again. She clicked the photo. There was her mother, wearing beautiful clothes, standing beside Jinsey, smiling, looking peaceful. Nancy's heart squeezed. Then it cracked. Stephen walked past her. Oh, that woman in the news? She looks familiar, he said. That's my mother, Nancy whispered. Stephen blinked, then laughed. Your mother? The cleaner? Impossible. Nancy walked away, her face pale. Moments later, Stephen broke up with her. You're not the kind of woman I want, he said. Nancy didn't cry. She felt something worse. She felt empty. The next day, she went back to her apartment. She sat on the floor. She held the food container her mother once tried to give her, and she cried and cried. Chapter 9. The Daughter Returns. Nancy traveled to the mansion. She stood at the gate, shaking. Tina walked out of the house with Jinsey. She didn't expect to see Nancy. The two women looked at each other. Nancy whispered, Mom, I'm sorry. Tina didn't speak. Her eyes filled with tears. Nancy fell to her knees. I forgot who you were. I forgot what you did for me. I forgot everything that mattered. Tina knelt too. She held her daughter tightly. I never left you, Tina said, even when you left me. Nancy cried harder. Jinsey watched quietly. She smiled. The story did not need revenge. It needed truth. It needed forgiveness. It needed love. And Tina finally had all three. The lesson. Life tests us. People change. Love breaks. Pride blinds. But dignity stays. Kindness stays. Character stays. Tina lost her daughter, but she kept her heart. And in the end, her heart gave her a new life. Nancy gained the world, but she lost herself. And only when she lost everything did she see the truth. The world does not rise on money. It rises on love. It rises on gratitude. It rises on the people who never stop caring for us. So ask yourself, who do you need to thank today? Who do you need to call? Who have you forgotten? Do it now. Don't wait until the door closes. If this story touched your heart and helped your English grow, hit subscribe and share it with someone who needs this message today.